I see a lot of people talk about shoulder function, and whenever we start talking about function of a specific joint or region, I think a lot of people go straight to mobility. And a shoulder is a pretty common one to have a mobility restriction in, especially going overhead. A lot of people are kind of locked a little short of full range there. And so we talk a lot about joint mobilizations and stretches and all these other things. But what gets left out of the conversation often is shoulder stability. And the two, because of the nature of the shoulder blade, the way the shoulder blade is, it's structured with a bunch of muscular attachments and not a lot of bony attachments. So it requires a lot of muscle function in order to operate normally. So if we're not programming full range of motion, stability, and functional strength drills, you're going to probably have some restricted range of motion. So the thought of stability and mobility, or control and mobility, to kind of work together on this one. If you've been stretching your shoulders forever and you don't feel like you've gotten any more mobile, then you probably need to work a little bit more stability work into it. One of the favorite, especially starting out, one of my favorite exercises is the bottoms up kettlebell hold or kettlebell carry. It's very simple. Because you're using a upside down kettlebell, bottoms up, held in the palm of your hand, you need to accommodate for the wobble of the kettlebell. You don't want it to fall over. So that requires some grip strength, but also shoulder reactive stability. You'll see that especially as you fatigue, you start wobbling a whole lot to try and keep the kettlebell above your hand. The setup is very easy. Just do what I do. Find a probably light to start kettlebell that you can grip with one hand. Hold it with two hands upside down and then just lock it out. We want your elbow to be at about your shoulder height and your wrist in neutral. You don't want your wrist here. If anything, you want your wrist to be about straight, like you're trying to punch something. Start by maybe holding it for 10 or 15 seconds if you can. And of course, if that's not a challenge, just keep adding time. You will notice that there is a pretty dramatic breaking point in the weight that you can control. You might be able to press a lot of weight overhead regularly, but in this bottoms up condition, because of that stability requirement, typically speaking, you're not going to be able to move the same amount of weight. Give this one a shot at home. Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video.